Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wyld. Today we are talking about I would have crashed out. Doordash customer ordered sandwich from Starbucks, then she takes a look inside the bag. So as we all know, there are times when the restaurant does not put all of the items in the bag. And the true display of character of the customer is how they choose to handle the situation as a whole. Do they blame the restaurant for not actually putting everything in the bag, or do they blame the driver for stealing the food? And this customer has made a TikTok about it. We're gonna find out which one that is. So with that said, we are talking about everything that's being said in this article, how it actually is for Doordash, UberEats, and Grubhub drivers and customers as a whole, and everything in between. So with that said, let's get started. A woman ordered food from Starbucks via Doordash, and in the end would have preferred that they not come at all. Creator Ellie Lennon at Ellie Lennon 05 chronicled the disappointment in a TikTok posted on Friday. It has earned more than 161,000 views as of Sunday. The things you do for content, huh? I'm going to leave her TikTok as well as her profile in the description so you can develop your own opinions on the subject. Soundtracked to a snippet of Paramore's The Only Exception, she shares her story via on-screen caption. Since Starbucks was out of my sandwich, they sent my DoorDasher with an empty bag that said, "Sorry, we're all out." And I feel like that was somewhat more malicious than just not sending my sandwich, she wrote. Jesus Christ, that is offensive on too many counts. First off, this DoorDasher picked up an empty bag. How much was it paying? Like, was it worth it? I swear to God, if it was like a borderline okay order, and it turned out to be like a dumbass, like $5, $6 order, then I would be so mad. But on the other hand, why wouldn't you contact DoorDash or the customer and be like, we're all out? You know this is gonna come with more headache long-term anyway. Also, why would you waste the bag? There is just so many things wrong here. As it turns out, she's not alone in feeling dissatisfied with the job DoorDashers do. Oh, this should be good. More DoorDash complaints. On the r/DoorDash forum on Reddit, one poster shared a worst customer service experience post. They included a screenshot of an exchange with DoorDash chat that ends abruptly. It also has a whiff of AI about it. I got an order delivered that was missing part of my entree, the Redditor shared. I contacted DoorDash. They said I got flagged for too many reports lately, and they refused to do anything, the post read. That's not the fault of the DoorDash driver. What the hell? Do you realize how frustrating that is when you start this off with dissatisfying with the job DoorDashers do, and now you're bitching about customer service that you didn't receive from the platform? And on a subject that Starbucks should have done on their end. Like, they should have just told DoorDash, listen, we don't have this. Like, could you contact the customer, say that we didn't have this, or even tell the DoorDasher that? Why is this all getting piled onto the DoorDash driver? Do you realize how frustrating that is? This article just perpetuated the exact problem with the gig economy right now. The restaurant screwed over the customer and they blame the driver. The platform screwed over the customer and they blame the driver. The driver got screwed by the platform and they blame the driver. I guarantee you there's some sort of contract violation for that. Like, why is it always the driver's fault? Why is it that any problem that's on the platform, they always blame the idiot driver? It is literally the furthest thing from. They continued, I barely report anything, and when I do, it's because of genuinely missing items, and I always provide photos. How can they get away with this and disconnecting mid-chat when they don't want to deal with me? I would be all over the phone with that. DoorDash support is notoriously horrendous about that. That's why I think, like, we need, like, a lawyer dedicated to just suing this company over and over again, whether it's for consumer issues, whether whether it's for driver issues, restaurant issues. We need a dedicated platform, a dedicated service to just holding them accountable, because they cannot and are physically incapable of doing that on their own. There's a lot of great information in this thread. It really reminds me that there are a few regulations that are ever enforced, one replied, and that huge corporate owners will continue to seep every penny they can. F them. I think I would rather ask a friend when I can pay them $20 to go to the store for me. You see, that's what I'm talking about. A lot of these people are just so tired of DoorDash, they're ready to just freaking leave them or just go to the restaurant directly themselves. People are just so tired of DoorDash being the way it is. But the problem is, for every one customer left, there's 5 more that'll take your place. It's funny that every company is now using AI that's on a worse level than dumb chatbots from 2010 and call it improvement. One opinion. I hate to be this guy. I hate to give DoorDash credit in this regard. They were pretty much the pioneers of using scripted responses and using AI chatbots to keep you out. All of these gig companies have kind of been doing that. Other companies have been adopting it. Another person forwarded a thesis about how much money companies save using AI over human customer service agents. One then posted, they actively lose money by using incompetent AI that drive user base away. Companies don't stay afloat on bot traffic. True, but I'd like to remind everybody that the majority of DoorDash's money doesn't come from customers making orders through DoorDash, and that's simply it. It's people using services that DoorDash delivers for. Like, if you go through a restaurant and they white label it to a DoorDash driver, they still make money. The only real combating that is if they decide to white label with a different company entirely. The Reviews.io site rates DoorDash a 1.2 out of 5 stars. Considering more than 23,000 views, only 7% recommend the service. And yet they're the biggest one of them all. Like, that's what people are missing. It's not about food delivery being food delivery. It's about who does DoorDash deliver for and how do customers actually deliver for them. People don't always go through DoorDash. They do a lot of times, but they don't always. They could go through so many other platforms. But DoorDash is the only one with a real white label service that is widely used. Viewers are on her side. People visiting the video backed the creator. Some imagined how they'd react in a similar scenario or had already reacted. I would have crashed out because I'm not tipping for an empty bag, but it's not the Dasher's fault, one said. First off, if a Dasher took that with no tip, that means it was on hold for a long time. And second, you're right, it's not the Dasher's fault. They did their job. It's not their fault that they were just trying to do their work and suddenly they were the ones with the problem. And suddenly the restaurant didn't want to fulfill their end of the deal. But who are they gonna blame? The idiot driver, on a systematic level anyway. Nah, because that happened to me and I wish they could just replace it with another sandwich or sweet treat, another share. Usually they have drivers call the customer and then they can replace it over the phone. If not, they just have to remove it. Some appeared to be affiliated with Starbucks, also contributed. Stores usually tell the Dasher to contact the customer and see if they want a replacement, so that might have been on your Dasher, another pointed out. As a barista, sometimes Dashers just walk in and take bags and we literally cannot interact with them. Someone else offered. So many times they have just left. I try. I like how they immediately blame the drivers instead of acknowledging that, hey, this should not have been an issue at all. And you should have had the order canceled. But instead of doing that, you're justifying why you're sending an empty bag. That's not on the driver. That's just straight gaslighting. Could the driver have contacted the customer? Sure. If they didn't want to pick up, then that's on the customer. That's not on Starbucks. That's not on DoorDash. That's on the customer. But based on this, I don't know if that actually happened. But it's not on the driver. The driver literally picks up a bag and leaves. If that's what they get handed, that's what they get handed. This is my opinion. It's worth what you pay for it. No need to pay me. There you go. Look, this DoorDash driver could have called you, and I'm sure they tried, but this is mainly a restaurant issue for sending you an empty bag. It's a platform issue for making customer service impossible, but it's not by any means the Dasher's fault. Like, blaming the Dasher for just trying to do their job and drop off a bag is ridiculous. I don't think that's what she was doing here. I think she was just mad at the situation as a whole. But at the same time, I'm also like, really? We're blaming the driver for a literal uncontrollable situation for them? Really? Because this is the stuff that they could get deactivated for. They got handed an empty bag. What do you want them to do? Unassign it? They can only do that so many times before they get kicked off the platform. And then the next guy will deliver it. Either way, that's exactly why it's vital to make sure you have a diversified gig portfolio and an exit strategy. You can't be allowing people to pull this shit on you. That's ridiculous. Because what if this turned out to be like, we're blaming the driver. Here's a contract violation. Let's kick them off the platform so the other 1,500 delivery drivers can handle it. Now you're SOL. And that is one of the things I teach in the Driven Wyld Discord server. The Driven Wyld Discord community is exclusive for gig workers looking to expand their knowledge and expertise in their self-employment and entrepreneurial journeys. I've partnered with high-level professionals to bring you some of the most exclusive benefits based on your personal needs as a gig worker. Exclusive professional opportunities and gig postings. More live streams with high-level professionals in our industry. Educational systems designed to help you build your own dispatch company as well as other scalable opportunities. And speaking of those scalable opportunities, the Build Your Own Delivery Service Provider or Dispatching course has been released, and we are excited to help people transform how businesses serve customers and how gig workers get greater opportunities with you. So whether you're a gig worker looking for more opportunities to earn or an exit strategy because the gig economy is an income bridge to what would be a long-term goal, not simply the goal, and we'd like to see something with more growth potential and scalability, there is something here for you. Check the link in the description and get started with making the most amount of money in the least amount of time and in the safest possible way. We are excited and looking forward to helping you secure your financial future. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time.